That's good. Hey, everybody, we got to change that. We're going to change that. We're changing that intro just because it's like all me. And I'm like, me, but this is more you. But you're on this. Hey, everybody, welcome to What's Happening in Central Oregon podcast talking about what's happening in Central Oregon.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
All the cool things that are happening and going on.
So
things you want to know.
Things you want to know. If you haven't really been watching or following, there's two different things here. Look, one, yes, we're a real estate team. We're the Kromm real estate team, and we do real estate here in Central Oregon. So if you're looking to buy or sell, please reach out to us. But the second thing is we just, and this is on our YouTube channel that happens to be about, real estate. This particular podcast is on that YouTube channel. Cool. What I'm saying is we just started a Instagram channel that's really more like this, just this, what's happening in Central Oregon. So if you're out there and you're listening, you want to know what's going on in Central Oregon, be sure to follow the What's Happening in Central Oregon Instagram page, because we put every single day, we've got a story on there. So right now we're talking about, right now it's going off. It's blowing up. A lot of people are following it. So it's pretty cool. And so we're glad you're here. We're going to talk about all things development, city projects, neighborhood projects, business news, economic news, that kind of stuff.
All the fun stuff.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. Should have put my phone on complete silence because it is on vibrate, and that's not cool. So.
Okay, let's get to it. But first, I think we missed a week. We were not here last week.
Yes, correct.
Correct?
We do this every 2 weeks, and we were not here last week. So this is our third week.
Why were we not here?
Well, I was in Washington, D.C. Yeah, I was. So I am the chair of the Government Affairs Committee at the Cascades East Association of Realtors. And what that means is basically once a month I sit down with a bunch of other important people and we talk about some of the, government affairs that the city and the county in Eastern Oregon are coming at us with. And we discuss how things that we need to address or things that, we think are important to get involved in. So, things like, the tree codes and STR permitting. And right now there's a natural gas issue going on with the city's trying to get rid of natural gas. But as a part of that committee, I get to go to Washington, D.C. to advocate for homeowners' rights, property rights, for you all out there. And so, I got back from D.C. This last week, and we were there to, advocate for property rights. We actually sat with Janelle Bynum, who's our U.S. House representative for this particular area here in Bend. And we actually, were able to present some proposals for her to see if she would support it. It's kind of like lobbying, but we're not professional lobbyers. We're just a bunch of real estate agents, So we're like, we don't really know what we're doing. But it was a lot of fun. It was really interesting. It's always great to go to D.C. And there was like 8,000 to 10,000 agents from all over.
That is a lot.
Yeah, from all over the nation there to advocate for homeowners' property rights. So I did want to just kind of take a second and go over some of the things that we talked about. And this is something that we just got back, and you and I have been very busy. These are things that we haven't even had a chance to really talk about. So I'm going to
this will be fun for me too.
Yeah, we'll get your hot take. So the first thing that they wanted to do, one of the 3 or 4 things that are our main primary objectives is to have them look at legislation that would change the capital gains exemption for when you sell real estate. So
change in a good way or change it?
Well, do you know what the exemption is right now?
Isn't it 500,000?
It's 500,000 for a married couple, 250 individual. If you own a property, it's your own individual, not married, and you sell it, you're not taxed capital gains on on $250,000 of the equity, and 500 if you're married.
Okay.
That was enacted in 1997. It has not ever been adjusted for inflation. So there is a ton of people out there that are locked into their house because they have so much equity. They've got millions of dollars of equity.
Yeah.
And they don't want to sell it because they don't want to pay tax on $1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get the $500,000 exemption, but you've got $1.5 million in equity. So the other $1 million, you have to pay capital gains on. So the proposal was to change that from $250,000 and $500,000 to $500,000 per individual and $1 million for married. So that would basically double what you could, sell the capital gains exemption for. So that's a super positive thing. But that's just one of like 3 different things. There was really one of like 5 different things, but I'm just going to go over our top 3. The other thing is to increase the amount that you can withdraw from a retirement account and not be penalized for first-time home buyers. It's currently $10,000. You can pull out $10,000 from your retirement account, not be penalized. If you're a first-time home buyer, if you're using it as down payment for a house, they want to increase that from $10,000 to $50,000.
Oh, that would be great, actually.
Yeah.
I like that one because I know that is normally something that a lot of people leverage when they go to buy a house, especially first-time home buyers.
Exactly. Yeah.
That is actually something
pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
So that'll help get more people into housing.
Yeah.
You know, it'll unlock more first-time home buyers by giving them the ability to have a down payment.
Yeah.
And okay, and then I'll get to the next one. The third one is to actually is about offering tax credits for converting vacant. And this doesn't really apply to us here in Bend so much, but in other major metropolitan areas, tax credits for converting vacant commercial buildings into mixed use or residential properties.
I don't know. That does kind of apply to us. We got a big giant Costco building that we need to do something with.
Costco building, that's right. But typically, like in a lot of major metro areas, there's a lot of downtown buildings. I mean, heck, maybe it's because of the riots of whatever it was back during COVID. You've got a lot of downtowns that like, even Portland, like there's just vacant buildings down there. There's a lot of businesses that are pulled out of there. And there's a lot of vacant buildings. And also because a lot of this work from home stuff, offices just aren't needed as much. And there's a lot of vacant commercial buildings. And, if someone were to come in and to spruce it up and to turn it into apartments, the idea is to give them tax credits for that. So to spur on development and help get people back into the downtown areas. So that's another big one. And then, if you take all 3 kind of together, you're unlocking. So there's a middle class that's looking to move up into their next bigger home.
Yeah.
But those people in those next bigger homes can't leave because they're locked in with the taxes.
Yeah.
That's what the first one with the capital gains exemptions will help with. It'll help get, hope I don't offend anybody, but boomers out of maybe their super big Aubrey Butte houses, right?
Yeah.
They've got $1 million in equity and they don't want to leave it. It's too much house for them. They want to downsize, but why be taxed on $1 million? Capital gains tax on $1 million.
Also, locally, we need more single-story, triple car garage homes.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what I mean. So we can get them out of those, then we can get that middle class into those, and then we can get the people like, if we can get people moving into these, commercial, kind of middle class condos.
Yeah, but then we go back to that condo topic, man.
Well, I know, but this isn't a Bend problem. This is a national problem. We're 4.7 million homes behind in inventory. And I don't mean inventory like homes for sale. I mean inventory like
for people to buy.
We don't have enough homes for people to even fit in.
Yeah.
We have more people
with the amount of people that buy and how much we need coming up that we're completely short.
And then of course so that's the tax credit. And then the last one is, helping first-time home buyers into those entry-level homes. So it's a trickle-up effect. Instead of a trickle-down, it's a trickle-up effect. Trying to get people into first-time home, trying to get the middle class to the next level, trying to get the top level downsizing because of the tax benefits. So those are the things that we went there to advocate for. But there's a couple other things, a couple cool ideas that I heard come out of this. California, I don't know, I know it's California, but they actually have a pretty cool program that they launched. It's called the Shared Equity Program, where they are giving away down payment money to people who are obviously like low income and need it to get into their first home. They're giving them the down payment money. They actually blew through $500 million in like a month. They're handing all this money around. But here's what they're doing with it. They give it to you so you can put 5, 10, 20%. This is a test pilot program to buy your house. And then when you sell, this is a long-term play, when you sell, you have to give back that down payment money plus 15% of the equity that you earned while you were, living in the home.
It's like interest.
It's exactly, it's interest. So it's a shared equity program. So you get 15% back. So, let's say you make $500,000 on equity and you own the home for, a decade or 20 years, then you give that 15% of that money back.
Yeah.
So that's something that they think could be a really cool program that could help first-time homebuyers in the future. That group in California that's doing it, they want to take it national. Anyway, I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, I think that's really
idea.
interesting. I think a lot of people would take advantage of that. I mean, we also have programs like, what is it, Neighborhood Impact, first-time home buyer. They help with down payment assistance. I love programs like that because at the end of the day, it's really hard to come up with all of the funds you need to purchase a home, especially when the homes are starting at $500,000.
Yes,
Especially
exactly.
in Central Oregon.
Or in Central Oregon, 600,000.
600,000. Yeah.
So that was pretty interesting. So hopefully, I don't know if that's something that the National Association of Realtors heard, and they said that's a really interesting program because it wasn't run through us. It was just a program that they did. They brought it to the to the council, and they said, "What about this program? We think it's going to be really effective." It's a long-term game.
Yeah, I mean, because on average, what is it, like 7 years? People
5 to 7 years usually, people. But then again, sometimes people stay in their homes forever. So I guess then they never have to pay that.
Like my dad says, you buy it, you die in it.
That's right. That's exactly. So the last thing that I wanted to touch on real quick is that one of the nation's top economists, Lawrence Yun, he's actually the chief economist for the National Association of Realtors, and he got up on stage, and this meeting was like a week long. This conference was a week long, and he got up on stage for about an hour and a half, and he went through a number of slides, and we've seen him. You've seen him talk before, seen him present before. He has a very good way of explaining everything, and he really ties he literally was tying the price of eggs to housing prices in the Fed. He can tie it all together in a masterful way. And he says, economically speaking, we are ready for a real estate recovery. He said, everything looks good. All the economic factors look good. Everything looks good. And yet these stubborn interest rates are not coming down. He says he wanted to come up on stage and say, good news, rates are coming down. Everything's ready to explode. It's going to be great. And he says, but I cannot tell you that. And I cannot really I can't really economically explain why it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
He said, obviously there's some uncertainty because of the Trump tariffs. Obviously there's some uncertainty, because of maybe the economy and stuff. But again, all of that to say, usually it still means that the bond market, everything's going to get better for mortgage rates, which will spur real estate growth. So a lot of people think that when there's a recession, home prices go down. It's the opposite. When there's a recession, usually interest rates go down and real estate goes up.
Yeah.
And that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird.
It's going to be interesting when it starts.
Indeed. So that was Washington. Oh, and everybody there also had the consensus that the big, beautiful bill, love him or hate him, there's no real in between, ultimately has lots of good things in the bill for home ownership and the real estate industry and property rights. So that was a good thing. Ultimately, it just still has to pass. So that was my trip to DC.
Woohoo! 5 days. Good food?
The food was really good.
Yeah. You saw some monuments.
Yep. Saw some monuments. Oh, and here's another cool thing. Because how the bird bikes here in town.
Yes.
You know where I'm going. And they took them away, and now they're bringing them back. And I think we've talked about that. We've talked about that on this on the podcast. I'm sure we have.
Yeah, because we're getting a new program.
I don't know what the program's going to be. I don't think that they've technically announced it, but it's not going to be Bird. Apparently that company went bankrupt.
There's a blue bike that's on the other side of Deschutes Market Road that's just sitting there. It has not been picked up. I don't know if it's like little GPS is out or whatever.
Really?
I should just take it home one day and park it in front of our house so I can just go around on it.
It's supposed to be all gone. It's like missing inventory.
Well, maybe it was in the canal and they found it or something.
True story. My point is that in DC, they've got those things everywhere.
Oh, I bet.
Everywhere. It is actually really cool to get around. So I got on one of those Lime scooters.
Yeah.
There was a scooter, went on a bike. I also got on a bike. I got on a Lime bike, and then I got a Lime scooter. I prefer the scooter. Those things are wicked. Super, super cool. Those are really
wicked because
cool.
they're fast, or
they're fast. The bikes are more fast because when you pedal, it really gets you going.
Yeah.
I was flying on that bike.
Do they have a bell? So you're just cruising up on people? They do?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, both of them had a bell. Bing, 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 bing. Watch out. Those are really cool, and I'm really excited when we get them back here in Bend. And I hope it's Lime because I already downloaded the app. They're cool.
Yeah.
We're gonna be scooting all over Bend.
Oh,
with these new bikes or scooters or whatever they're bringing. Okay, let's get to the news stories.
All right, let's get it. Jump to it.
Let's jump to it. Yeah, so the Bend New Shopping Center is the Bend Plaza is
The
Bend's
Plaza.
newest shopping center. Do you know where the Plaza is? What the Plaza is going to be? This is a cheat
No.
sheet right now. There,
Oh,
but,
well, it's probably where the Costco is.
yes.
Yeah.
You got it. So where the new Costco is,
That's
There-
going to be the Bend Plaza.
that's going to be called the Bend Plaza.
So next to Cascade, what is the one where Trader Joe's is called Cascade?
Cascade Village.
Cascade Village, and then we're gonna have the Bend Plaza.
So
Okay.
that shopping center is actually almost open for business,
They are cracking on that.
which is like the Costco. They did it really fast. So
Yeah.
we've got some new tenants.
Ducks in a row.
I'm kind of excited about one of them, and it's not Starbucks, and it's not
Well, Starbucks is one of the tenants.
Chase Bank, it's not Starbucks.
Nope. We're like womp womp womp. I know. Everybody is blowing up the comments. They want that to be more of a local coffee company
Oh yeah,
versus Starbucks, which we have a Starbucks right next door in the Cascade Village.
but this one's got a drive-through,
Mm.
which is if you're coming in from Sisters or something, right, Sam? You come in from Sisters, you need a drive-through.
Behind the scenes, Sam.
Behind the scenes, and but there's also going to be a Killer Burger.
Yeah.
Okay, here's what I like about Killer Burger.
I know what you like. Yeah.
There's two things. One, they've got a peanut butter. They've got like a peanut butter burger.
Just hear them out. Everybody's like peanut butter on a burger.
It's
what?
really good. I love we do one here at home where it's peanut butter and sriracha and cilantro
and pineapple.
It is wild. It is so good. That's not exactly the one at Killer Burger, but the one at Killer Burger is pretty good too.
Yeah.
But two, you aren't expecting this one. It's a burger place, but it also has beer.
What doesn't have beer in town, honey?
Well, you can't go to Five Guys and get a beer.
Oh, that's true.
You can't go to Ben Burger
Touche.
Company and get a beer. Wait, can you?
Yeah, you can.
Can you?
I'm positive on that.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Doesn't seem right.
I just think it's cool that you can get a
burger company and there's no beer.
I just think it's cool that you can get a burger and a beer at a more like kind of, it's not fast food. It's good food. It's kind of that in between, I don't think you can get a beer at Burgerville, but it's not open yet. I don't know. And I don't think that I've ever been to a Burgerville.
I've never been to a Burgerville either.
Blow us up in the comments. Okay. So moving on. So that's going to be happening, and those are going to be coming soon.
Capillo, Chase Bank, Starbucks, Killer Burger. That's what's going in next to Costco.
Well, we didn't
Costco.
We didn't really say Capillo, but yeah, that was the next thing.
Capillo is confirmed.
Capillo is confirmed going in there. Here you go. There's some visual for you. Yeah, they're working on that quick. Yeah. And there's going to be a bunch of other places announced because there's more than just 4 bays there.
But those are like the flagships.
Yeah, those are the flagship items. Those would be cool.
Which I really want to know what's going into the old Costco. I feel very sad for that Old Navy over there. It's all alone. And right. Big Lots is out. Costco is out.
Yeah.
I wonder how that's going to affect that whole side of town. I mean, they have the Whole Foods still, but
you're not wrong. It's definitely
very sad.
It definitely feels sad. But speaking of over there, there's still enough people over there to warrant putting in a new roundabout.
Where?
You don't know yet. I love this. This is great. I'm keeping you on your toes.
I think
there's a new roundabout going
into
in.
That Costco. I think that is a better brainstorm.
That's a different discussion.
K1 Speed would have to move over there.
Bigger K1 Speed.
A bigger K1?
That would be cool. Goodness. Then we'd get the roller skating rink back. Okay. Major Southeast Bend road closure begins June 2nd. That was 8 days ago. Sorry if this is a little late if you're hearing this right now.
By Pettigrew, I bet
yeah, it's going right there at the corner of Purcell and 27th and Pettigrew. Yeah, that's like one of the only, it's one of the biggest four-way stops in town. So
I see.
Yeah.
I agree with that one.
Right?
Let's solve everything with a roundabout.
They do solve everything with a roundabout here.
I could go into a Costco.
We're talking about roundabouts.
Cabela's.
And it's funny because there's a lot of roundabouts. I felt like every week for a few weeks there, they were announcing a new roundabout closure.
It is going to be crazy construction all summer long.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, it seems like it's all summer long. But let's talk about the number of roundabouts they've got. So they've got
the number of roundabouts
that they're going on right now. There's like 3 or 4 going on right now.
Yes. Deschutes Market Road.
Deschutes Market and Yeoman, right?
In Yeoman, yes.
Yeoman.
That is almost done.
Really? That's
impressive. They're going real fast. They're getting ready to pave.
There's Skyliner Ranch Road and Skyliners Road.
Is that started?
Yeah, it was supposed to have started already.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't been over there yet.
So when is this one going to start?
This one started 8 days ago.
Oh, God.
So we have 3 going on simultaneously.
I feel like we're missing one.
They're going to do the one at Butler Market and Wells Acres. That's going to be one also.
Yeah, I feel like they're moving all the power lines back and stuff right now on that one.
There was a tree cutting crew out there even further down.
Yeah.
Cutting the trees back away from the road because I think they're going to have to widen it as they get to it, So.
Interesting.
Yeah. So 3, potentially 4 roundabout closures going on at the same time.
Which still does not make us the biggest roundabout city.
No. We're still not nearly the biggest roundabout city because the biggest one has like 100 and we've only got like 60. The biggest one's got like 120. We've only got like 60.
We've got a lot of intersections that are still potential.
All right, we're moving on. Let's go to so just hey, look, if you're going by any of those areas, maybe Google navigate it so that you don't accidentally just kind of like run into this thing. It's
kind of like going down Olney and well, they just opened that up now. Olney in Portland.
They opened up part of it, but you still can't go on Olney through Portland. You can get through it on Wall or Bond or whatever it is. You can get off the exit because I was on the Parkway yesterday and I looked to the left and all that's tore up right through there.
That's why there's so much traffic on the bypass right now. Oh. Like when you're going on like 5 o'clock, like when we're heading.
It's bumper to bumper.
Yeah, it is bumper. And it's all that on-ramp there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, moving on to the airport expansion. Now, we've talked about this before. The Redmond Airport is getting ready to expand. I mean, it's going to...
Beautification.
It's getting a full glow up. It's going to double in size, triple capacity, double in size. Jet bridges, so we don't have to stand outside and freeze our butt off.
Well, isn't that fancy?
Or stand outside and melt our butt off in the summer because sometimes it's really, really, really cold.
I just hate when you're coming home from like a really warm place and then you have to get out and it's like, because of course you went to the really warm place during the winter and you get out and you have to walk and you're just like, oh gosh, it kind of is very miserable. I am really sidetracked today. I'm sorry.
But you're not wrong. It's like that. So anyway, yes, they've been getting grants from the FAA to do this, from all sorts of people. And now the Redmond City Council just approved like 100 and what is it here? Hang on, I'll pull it up here so everyone can see it. They approved $98 million in funding for the main terminal expansion and $6.5 million for the final designs. So this is legit happening. We've known it's happening, and it's kind of one of those fun stories to continue to remind everybody about because it's going to happen. It's going to be big. It's going to be 2 years worth of construction.
Wow.
It's going to be a big, big deal. And our beautiful, cute little airport, I don't know. I hope it's still awesome. I love the way it is now.
I love our airport.
I love the way it is now. So I hope that it's still awesome. We'll see. It should be. That's a really cool, because you can see kind of the OG part right there, the green roof. Because this is a thing.
Wow.
And then literally they're adding on a whole wing this way. They're extending the wing that way. It's going to be a very big expansion. It's $180 million. And
we're probably going to get some more opportunities to service different areas, like as far as like airplanes, as far as like, because we went from propeller to jets, and then we because now they're all jets, but then we're going to get maybe some more places we can go versus direct flights. Versus
potentially
having to go to Portland or Seattle.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So that's really exciting. They officially paid for it, and construction is going to begin very soon. So interesting stuff. All right, moving on. This one's really interesting. Bill in the Oregon legislature offers hope for improved water distribution in Deschutes Basin. Don't mind all the ridiculous ads. I have we don't have an ad-free account here. I don't know what this is all about. Look, this guy's giving us the news.
That's our job.
Okay, so there's a bill in the Oregon legislature now, and what they're trying to do is, obviously, we've got some water issues here. Irrigation, and this speaks more to irrigation, right?
Okay.
So the way it works, the way it works right now with property rights is you buy some land with irrigation. Let's say you've got, you buy 10 acres and it comes with 6 acres of irrigation.
Yep.
Well, what happens if you don't use it?
You lose it.
Oh, that's right. So if you don't use it, the, I guess Big Brother, whatever you call it, they look at satellite imagery, and if your land is not green for a number of years in a row, then they'll just strip those water rights from you. Maybe
you can also sell those rights too.
And you can sell them permanently. You can sell off those rights permanently to junior water rights holders. But what if you want the rights? You just aren't growing a crop this year or next year or 5 years, but you want to retain your property, your water rights.
Yeah.
So what people are doing is they just continue to water their yard for no reason, just to keep it green. But they're not growing anything. And water is a resource that's, highly valuable here. It's liquid gold here. So this bill is what they're doing is they're kind of creating like a water bank where you can go, I'm not using my water this year. I'm giving my rights or my bank, my amount of water to the bank, and then someone else down the line can buy it. Basically, rent your water from you, and then they can use it. And then, but you don't lose your rights permanently. So next year you don't give it to the bank. Next year you're like, next year I'm growing crops, or next year I'm doing this.
Okay, so you sell your rights back to the bank. I have a farm down the line, and I buy your rights and use your rights to water my crops, make my crops even larger, or maybe grow crops, but then you decide to start using yours. What do I do for water down the road when you decide to start using that?
And this is what's funny is that they don't know what the long-term effect's going to be.
Yeah.
This is an 8-year like pilot program to see how this is going to work, because it's I would say it's kind of cyclical, but it takes a long time to kind of figure this stuff out because of the water. But it's literally like a holding, sort of like an escrow, We'll do it in real estate terms. It's a water bank bill. It's designed to break down barriers that have prevented sharing water in the Deschutes Basin, potentially helping junior water rights holders and the Deschutes River. So, if a whole bunch of people go, I don't want to use my water, and they just kind of, I think this is more theoretical than it is actual. Obviously, they're not literally putting it in a bank, but it's going to go to this kind of maybe a network where it looks like there's another 500 CFS coming through that nobody's using, or the people that have given back to the pool, another metaphor, of water. And then some farmer down the line is like, well, this year I need more water, and they're a junior, so they don't normally get it because they're a junior rights person.
Well, there's people all the way down at the end of the line in Madras that there is no more water. They don't get any more water.
Yeah.
Even though they have rights to the water.
Exactly. Or maybe you own a property and you never are going to use the water, but if you sell it or you lose it,
a huge,
it devalues the property.
Yes, exactly.
So you can give away the water, not use it, but not lose your property value because you still technically hold the senior water right.
I mean, they're talking about this. This is obviously not in. This is a bill again.
It's a bill. It hasn't been. It hasn't been passed yet. Although this story is a week old, I think, and I think it may have already. We'll see. I'm not sure. We can do an update on this.
Yeah, let's update on this because this is interesting because this is a big topic.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a bunch of quotes in here. You guys can read it if you're interested. Yeah, and the other thing is patrons who take water from the bank must pay for it. And those that give up water are compensated. So, yeah, you give it up, but then you're getting paid for it. You know what I mean?
That.
So that's another good thing to do too, right? And it also says the North Unit Irrigation District in Jefferson County is a junior water rights holder, and they're expected to be the main buyers of this water.
Which would be all of the,
like you said, exactly,
Madras line that they don't get any more water down there. And they grow a lot of crops down there.
Exactly. So
or I should say up there.
Up there.
Up there, not
up
down
north.
There.
I think the proof, let's see, is this Broadman? Who said this? Kate Fitzpatrick. I think the proof will be where we're at the end of the 8-year pilot program. And that's why it's important to try these kinds of efforts with a lot of collaboration and a lot of study and a lot of transparency. So that's kind of interesting. We'll see how that goes. But it could be a really cool thing for water rights and conserving and sharing water. Okay, here's a really cool one. This is not cool.
This is a hot button topic for you.
I bet.
It is funny that this is. You're so mad about this.
I mean, I am and I'm not. I just think that sometimes there's a little lack of foresight.
Yeah. To what actually matters to the community.
Yeah. Okay. So going down to the old mill, kind of a.
Everybody's.
Sorry, kids. Shit show. Sometimes it's down there, and there's not a lot of parking, And there's that gravel lot right there by Deschutes Brewery, across from the Park and Rec headquarters, across from the amphitheater. I mean, this is the freaking hottest corner in all of Bend, right?
Yeah.
And they're going to put some townhouses in there. Yay!
Condos.
No, they're townhouses.
Townhouses?
And that's great. Except for...
Well, obviously somebody has a huge chunk of land and they're going to do what
they want to do
the
with
best investment
Yep.
for them. But in all reality, between races, festivals down there, concerts down there, where are you supposed to park? It's the same thing that they build these big high-rise condos and then they're like, oh, you only have one parking spot. Well, 2 people live there. Where is the other car supposed to park? There's not a lot of common sense that goes into this. And with the reality of who your audience is and who's your buyer and who's the people that live here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they want us to use e-bikes to come on down to the concerts and stuff like that. And they have all of these freaking bike racks, which I get, but when you have 4 people that are going down there in September and it gets cold and I live on the east side, I'm not going to take an e-bike home. I'm going to drive a car down there. And where is that car supposed to park? And you can't park in the pavilion parking lot, but you can park in the overflow parking.
Yeah.
And you can walk down there. But other than that, where else are you supposed to park besides on the side roads, in front of people's houses, that kind of stuff?
Yes. So that's why I'm a little, thank you. You brought up the whole parking thing. So
yeah. I mean, there's parking in the Old Mill.
So that gravel parking lot, yeah, but not enough. That gravel parking lot is now officially gone. Remember, it actually used to be the original OG Midtown Yacht Club.
They had it on boats and stuff.
Food truck lot. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Anyway, they closed it down. Then it kind of went back to parking for a while. It's officially gone. It's making way for 233. 233.
Wow.
Townhomes right there by the river. Yeah, it might help with some of our housing crunch, and I'm sure they'll sell, but it's also going to make parking a disaster.
I think we should just, with what townhouse in the Old Mill. How much do you think those are?
Oh, gosh. Well, they're also going to be 1,500 to 2,500 square feet. So these are going to be multi-million dollars.
Yeah.
These are going to have to be multi-million dollar townhomes. These are going to be.
Well, you've got like Audubon townhouses. You've got those like.
Mm-hmm. I mean, those are already $1 million. I mean, this is going to be.
But these are not on the river.
Look where they are.
So I know. I'm just saying where we should right now. Let's just have a little ballpark.
First one selling for 1.3.
Oh wow. Okay.
Easy. Has to be.
1.3.
It's across from Park and Rec.
I know, but they're not on the river.
It's across from the pavilion. It's across from you can catch every concert from your driveway.
Yeah. You will also get no sleep.
That's true.
Every third day of the summer.
But if you want to live that life, look, if you've got the money and you want to buy a second home and you want to live literally in the center of it all, this is it. This is it. People are going to live here from Portland, Seattle, San Francisco,
the first
LA.
one is going to obviously sell for probably
maybe 1.5. Maybe 1.7.
1.7. I'm thinking one.
Think about
1,155,000.
Think about the ones up in Discovery West, those stucco ones, the Curtis ones, and the structure ones, those white ones. Yeah, those are $1.5 million. Oh yeah, these things are going to be big. Anyway, look. Oh, here. I'm sorry. I'm not even sharing our cool stuff. We've got some plans here. This is where they're all going to go. This is the layout of the structure here. These are the tentative plans. So that's kind of cool. And then I've got more fun imagery here too. This is the gravel parking lot.
How many did you say? 23?
233.
233.
I don't even know how they're fitting them all on there. It's crazy to me.
Are they?
I don't even know if that number's right. I think it's right, but
I don't know that.
It's right. So how can it be that many?
26.
No. That's
single family.
This is talking about trips, and this is talking about traffic that it's going to bring to the area. But this is a quick little thing right here. It looks like there's this is 3 units, 4 units, 4 units, 4 units, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 23, 26, 30, 34, 38.
Oh, so it says
38,
code
42.
cited proposed development was 215 single family attached.
Oh, maybe it's different now.
Yeah.
Maybe they were going to put in a bunch, and now it's more like, what did I say, 42? So 42 units. So, oh, forget it's not 233 units, it's 42 units, but they are going to be, between 15 and 2,500 square feet. They're going to be big. There's a little bit of landscaping layout
maybe.
Here. I'm telling you, there's going to be big.
Yeah, they are big.
Bigger. But they're still townhomes. And there's like 4 in a row. So this is like 4 plexes, basically. But they're going to be individually sold as townhouses. And they're definitely going to appeal to a high-end luxury buyer. They have to.
Who's building them? Does it say?
I don't know that I know that yet. I'm not sure.
Interesting. All right, I might change my number then.
$1.5 million. Easy.
You're going $1.5 million?
Yep, $1.5 million. Has to be. That is the hottest property. Like, think about it. The Shoots Brewery is in your backyard. Parks and Rec is in your front yard. Hayden Amphitheater is on the side yard. And the Old Mill District's on the other side. Like, you were surrounded by it's the definition of Bend.
All right. $1.4 million.
Maybe $2 million. Yeah, I'm going to keep going up. $2 million.
It's not an option.
We're reaching out. We're going to help sell them. That's what we're going to do. All right, guys. I think that's all the time we have for today. We've been running for 36 minutes now. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for, whatever you're doing. You're in your car, or you're cutting the grass, or you're working, whatever you're doing, listen to this. Thank you. We appreciate you. Go ahead, blow it up in the comments. Let us know what you think about all the things we talked about.
What is your idea? What do you think these condo or townhouses are going to go for? Put in your number.
Put in your number.
Maybe we'll just have like a board in the back. And
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll use your handle, and we'll just run a little tally, and we'll see who gets it close.
It's like The Price is Right. Whoever gets the closest gets one of our hats.
The closest we're going over. How much is the first unit going to sell for? Yeah, and if you're the closest, we'll ship you a hat and a shirt. All right, cool.
Oh, and a shirt. We better get some shirts made.
All right. Thanks, guys, so much for listening to us, and we'll see you in 2 weeks on What's Happening Central Oregon podcast. Cheers.